What's going on this morning, YouTube? As I look at the clock here on the bike, I see my Thursday video posted 23 minutes ago. Almost missed that upload in due part to my GoPro Hero 5, but we'll talk more about that in just a second because right now it's time for the intro. Alright, speaking of the Hero 5, I actually have it in the top case and a bubble mailer that is going back to GoPro in California so they can take a look at it. Ever since I bought that camera when it first came out, I just haven't really got to use it. I bought it, I think it was like October 3rd or 5th or something, the day it came out. Of course, they didn't have the mic adapter for them for over a month. And then I've shot one video with it as my primary camera, and the audio was barely usable, and that was after hours of editing the audio in post-production. And anyway, I talked to them about a week ago, and they said, well, it's probably the mic adapter because we troubleshooted everything else. We know the mics work because they work with every other camera. So they sent me the new mic adapter, and I shot what I was hoping to be a pretty good video last night. And the audio, you couldn't even make out what I was saying. It was just complete and utter garbage. And if you watched the end of the last video, you probably heard me say that. So anyway, it's going back out to GoPro. They're either going to repair it or give me a new camera. And then I have two mic adapters there at the house. Hopefully one of those damn things works. And maybe within the next week or so I can try it again. But it just sucks because you're going out and you're trying to shoot, you know, a good video for the channel, and then you come home and realize you just wasted an hour or two, and I don't know, it's just kind of disappointing, especially when you've got about $450 invested in this stupid thing. As I'm on my way into work this morning, you guys are riding along on another work commute. It's on a Thursday, and I don't actually want to talk about GoPros or any of that crap this morning. It just irritates me thinking about it. I actually want to talk about something else. I guess it was a few months back, might have been early fall. I remember watching a vlog from, and please forgive me if I mess this up. I'll throw the text up on the screen. I believe it's the best MotoVlogs 1A. I've been following him thanks to NC Stoney for probably over a year now. And he mentioned, I don't remember if it was the entire vlog, but I just remember he mentioned he dropped something like 30 or 40 pounds. And this was right around the time I feel like I was editing all my footage from my trip out to Yellowstone and back. And I kept looking at pictures of myself and video footage of myself going, all right, Mario, I think you've crossed that line, and maybe you ought to straighten out that diet a little bit. See, all summer and actually all of 2016, I had these strength goals I wanted to meet, and I'm usually in the gym 5-6 days a week doing my weightlifting, resistance training, whatever you want to call it. I deal mainly in dumbbells and barbells, you know, free weights. Occasionally I'll hop on some sort of machine to do some isolation. But I had these goals in mind. I wanted to be able to lift certain amounts of weight on certain exercises, and I met those goals. My overarching goal was to be able to lift between bench, squat, and deadlift, be able to lift over 1,000 pounds, and I got that. I think my bench was right around 330, squat was actually wasn't much higher, it was about 365, 370, and I could deadlift about the same as what I was squatting. So I eclipsed that, 1,000-pound mark, which was really only a goal of my own. Unfortunately, to be able to do that, I had to put some weight on, and it wasn't all good weight. I was up to almost 210 pounds, about 208. And just to give you guys a little perspective, I graduated high school at about 140. I probably graduated college at, 160, 165. And it's always, I don't want to say putting on weight for me has been a struggle, but it took me some time to actually be able to get up around that 175, 180 pound mark, and normally I'm good right around 180, but I do have to keep an eye on it, because if I don't eat enough, I'll shrink back down. But anyway, being up at 208, you know, joints were starting to get a little achy. I noticed, you know, walking up, not a flight of stairs, but multiple flights of stairs, despite the fact that I was working out 5-6 days a week, I was getting a little winded, and I finally decided, all right, enough's enough. Let's shed some of this weight off. So, should also tell you, probably about 10 years ago was the last one, but I also used to do some bodybuilding competitions. So I knew what to do to drop the weight. And it has nothing to do with the exercise. It has nothing to do with cardio. It has to do with your diet. And if you guys have watched my videos, especially when we're traveling, I eat well. Let's just put it that way. And I'll continue to do that. You know, we get to some really amazing places, and I want to try out the food they have. So anyway, I had this goal in mind. I was like, I want to get back down to 185, and if I can do that, you know, by the first of the year, you know, I'll be happy. So I started probably the second week in December, and shit, by the end of October, or I'm sorry, by the end of January, I was down to 175. I'd actually lost more than 30 pounds. And what's the secret? Like I said, it's just diet. I cut carbs to a minimum, no bread, hardly any starches. I even watched the type of vegetables I ate, and almost no fruits. It was a high protein, high fat diet, and within about 6 weeks, I had my six-pack back, and my pants were too loose. So anyway, I just kind of wanted to share that with you guys. When you start seeing me pop up on camera, obviously you can't tell right now, I'm wearing full riding gear and I got a helmet on, but I can tell with the couple videos Lance and I have shot, when you do a side-by-side comparison at what my face looked like compared to what it looked like back in the fall, definitely noticeable. Now, what's the big downside to losing that weight? Well, when you lose that amount of weight, especially in such a short period of time, your strength doesn't stay up where it was. So, you know, where a few months ago I could probably rep out 225 on bench 18, 19 times, 8 to 10 on a good day now. But my strength, most of it stayed, and some of it's coming back now that I've leveled out. I think I've leveled out at about 178 pounds. I haven't quite got up to that 180 mark, and I probably need to put a couple more back on. It's just been a balancing act of putting those carbohydrates back into my diet. But man, my metabolism has really sped back up. So I can even have days where I just eat total garbage every once in a while, and you know, I'll hop on the scale a day or two later, and I'm actually down another pound or two. So, not saying it's a problem, but I guess it's a good problem to have. So I just wanted to share that story with you guys. So if you see my face on camera, you know what's going on. It's not that I'm not eating. I'm just I'm eating differently, and this was a conscious decision to drop the weight. And I feel much better, much more energy. Clothes fit better, you know, all that good stuff. I guess if there was one other downside, it was the messages I was getting from friends of mine going, "Hey man, what's the secret? What type of workout are you doing? How much cardio are you doing? High intensity training?" And I messaged them back, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm doing the same workouts, you know, same type of workouts I was doing that got me up to 210 pounds. You just need to clean up your diet, cut the carbohydrates down, and eat good, clean food sources." And without exception, it was like, I don't really want to do that. So, but that's what you got to do if you want to, you know, hit your weight and fitness goals. So, guys, you're gonna see less of me on camera. About 30 pounds less of me. I'm gonna continue this ride into work this morning. It's calling for a beautiful day here in the Shenandoah Valley. And then tomorrow the temperature plummets and it's calling for snow. So I've got a few projects to work on this weekend. One I'm hope to share with you guys pretty soon. It's nothing major, but I just want to show you a little bit of work I've been doing off camera, though I have recorded a few things. So anyway, if you guys enjoyed today's video, please give me a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, I look forward to you being one, and I'll talk to you again soon.